My name is Wieremjewicz, and I'm a product manager in Percona handling MongoDB software. And I have here Michal, please introduce yourself.
Hi, Jan. Very nice to be here. So my name is Michal Nosek. I am Senior Enterprise Architect at Percona. So basically, that means I'm working with our customers who are willing to adopt MongoDB software, trying to help them solve their challenges with the data.
Okay, so MongoDB is taking the name out of the humongous data sizes, the data sets that it can handle, and it often does handle. And when you think about humongous data sizes, the first thing I think, as a person who had, let's say, his romance as a DBA in his career, I'm kind of afraid of what happens when there's a crisis situation, when I have to restore something. How long will my backups take actually as well? So Michal, if you can say, like, what do you see our users and customers are doing for backups?
I think there are really multiple solutions and approaches how you can take backups and actually address a backup strategy for your requirements in MongoDB, right? So, the most obvious and the easiest approach that works, especially on a smaller scale, on the smaller data sets, is basically using MongoDump and MongoRestore, which is basically a logical backup. But then you can.
A question here. So why are you saying on smaller data sizes rather than on the big ones?
Yeah, I mean, small or is like pretty kind of relative term, right? What I mean here is, if you have a couple of hundreds of megabytes or a couple of gigabytes, no, not hundreds, I want to correct here, then probably this tool may be enough for you. Why is that? Because of the time it takes to back up your database. And what is in many cases even more important, the time to restore your database, because in the crisis situation, this is what really counts. And using logical backups in general, they fall short when it comes to large data sets, because it may take hours or even days to complete the backup, or even longer to restore it.
Logical, meaning that the data is basically exported from the database and then imported to the database. So we are performing a full data export and full data import to perform this backup, right?
That is right. Like, think about basically dumping all the data from all the collections that you have in your database, and then if you basically open such a backup, it's actually human readable. So you have basically commands that on the import, if you want to restore backup, would be basically writing data through the standard MongoDB wire protocol to your database. Yeah.
And are there any other alternatives to this method right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as probably to anything in that world, there are some alternatives. So one of the obvious alternatives you may think about, and the reasons why many users actually look at MongoDB Enterprise license, is to have a more robust backup solution. So one of the alternatives would be to use the tools that are coming with solutions like Ops Manager, that is part of MongoDB Enterprise Advanced subscription, which of course may cost a lot of money. And you also are able to try to orchestrate your own backups with, for example, storage level snapshots as well. However, it's not that easy and requires you to be very careful, especially when doing backups. And the last alternative that we definitely want to highlight here is Percona Backup for MongoDB, that gives you multiple different options to actually back up your data.
Yeah, so I am a product manager for Percona, so definitely I do see value in a Percona backup for MongoDB, but I also do see value in all the alternatives, and we actually base some of the capabilities in PBM, Percona backup for MongoDB, on MongoDump and MongoRestore, for example, to actually make even the use of those logical backups easier. But as you mentioned, the physical capabilities of the storage layer that have better tools sometimes to make the backups and restores faster, especially if you store the data in the cloud. So using the S3 snapshots, for example, has been proven to be very reliable. Do we see it often used by the customers?
I don't think really that often in practice, because it's not really that easy and straightforward to set it up, right? What I mean by that is that you want a backup that needs to be consistent in time. For example, you need to ensure that all the data that you want to be in the backup is written to the actual disks, to the MongoDB or WireTiger storage engine data files. And for that, you may want to basically use db flush command to actually ensure that this data is there, but that may affect heavily the performance of the database, and also will actually lock the database for some time. So may not be that straightforward and easy, and you need to remember about that. And it's even more difficult to orchestrate in general if you think, for example, about large sharded clusters. So you have multiple shards, and you basically need to have the backup that is consistent in time, across all the shards. Then it makes things even more difficult in that case.
Okay, so I would wrap up this episode with me mentioning, selfishly, that we do have a tech preview capability in Percona Backup for MongoDB that actually makes the usage of those snapshots easier. So we do recognize that there are benefits of using those physical level snapshots, and we want to make sure that during the restore, it's easier to use them so you can reap the benefits of the data layer storage or of the storage layer, snapshots, and actually have more efficient backups. We will
I have actually one question to you here. So is it fair to say that once we have that capability in Percona backup for MongoDB, there will be really no reason to use any other solutions available out there?
I would say that when this goes GA and we have we are satisfied with the capabilities, it is going to make the best of the best performance. It should make the best performance because thinking about Amazon, how they do the backup, they can prioritize some of the backup, the restoring of the snapshot. They can prioritize restoring pieces of data over the others based on the demand. Therefore, it seems that those snapshots are restored faster than normally. So as a database vendor or software vendor, you usually do not have as strong capabilities on a lower level, on a storage level, than all the storage vendors here, Amazon or other companies. And we do hope that this is actually going to make this as the backup tool solution way more efficient. That's the plan, to integrate with solutions like Veeam or solutions like typical backup solutions that are already present in the enterprise grade deployments. So this is in general the plan, to give a tool that will allow you to build any solutions that your enterprises require. And this is kind of the mindset that we have with PBM, for it to be useful and to be efficient and be actually the solution for enterprises who do not want to be vendor locked with their deployments.
Okay, great.